Rain tapped steadily against the window of the small-town thrift store, its rhythmic drumming the only sound in the otherwise quiet space. Samantha, Sam, Riley pulled her hoodie tighter around her as she wandered through the narrow aisles. She didn't mind the rain, it matched her mood. She'd spent most of her Saturday dodging neighborhood kids who seemed effortlessly confident, while she grappled with feeling invisible. Sam stopped in front of a bin labeled "Clearance, $2," and began sifting through the contents. Worn-out t-shirts, faded jeans, and mismatched socks formed a chaotic jumble, but something caught her eye, a splash of wine-red fabric with a bold 23 printed in black and gold. She tugged the jersey free, her breath catching slightly. It was a LeBron James jersey, well-worn but still vibrant. Sam didn't know much about thrift shopping, but even she knew this was a find. Basketball was her secret passion, something she practiced in the driveway but never dared to show at school. Holding the jersey, she glanced around as if someone might claim it, but the store remained empty except for the elderly cashier half asleep at the counter. Sam smiled faintly, took a deep breath, and headed to the register. Back home, Sam laid the jersey out on her bed, her fingers tracing the iconic logo. It smelled faintly of old wood and detergent. She decided to try it on, the oversized fit draping over her slim frame like armor. For the first time in a while, she felt a flicker of confidence. As she adjusted the hem, something unusual caught her eye, a faint glimmer of thread along the inside seam. She leaned closer and squinted. There, barely visible, was a stitched phrase. "Help others, and you'll find the real treasure." Sam's heart skipped. The words felt almost alive, whispering a challenge only she could hear. She ran her fingers over the embroidery, her mind buzzing with questions. What did it mean? Who had put it there? Rain continued to patter outside, but inside Sam's world had suddenly brightened with possibility. Sam sat cross-legged on her bedroom floor, the jersey spread out before her. She ran her fingers over the stitching again, the phrase still tugging at her curiosity. Something about it felt deliberate, like it was meant for her. As she turned the jersey inside out, she noticed something else. Hidden within the lining was a faint, faded sequence of letters and numbers. The stitching seemed almost random at first, but then she recognized it as a code. Grabbing her phone, Sam typed the sequence into a search engine. It didn't take long to decipher, the string translated to GPS coordinates. Her heart quickened as she traced the location on a map, Oakwood Park, just a short walk from her house. A thrill of anticipation mixed with nerves. Why was this hidden here? What could it mean? Against her usual instincts to overthink, Sam decided she had to find out. She slipped on her rain boots and stuffed the jersey into her bag, ready to brave the drizzle and follow the mystery. Oakwood Park was nearly deserted, the wind whipping through the empty playground and scattering leaves across the cracked basketball court. Sam's sneakers squeaked against the wet pavement as she approached the court, the coordinates leading her straight to the center. She scanned the area, unsure of what to look for. The court seemed unremarkable, but then her eyes landed on a loose tile near the free throw line. With a deep breath, she knelt and pried it up. Beneath the tile was a small, rusted key attached to a tag marked 23. Next to it was a scrap of paper with a note scrawled in faded ink. "The journey isn't over." Sam clutched the key, her excitement growing. The number 23 was unmistakable. It had to be connected to LeBron. But what was this journey, and where would it lead her next? Sam's search led her to the local community gym, a place she remembered vaguely from her childhood. LeBron James had once played here during a charity event, a story everyone in town loved to tell. Inside, Sam found locker 23, her hands trembling as she inserted the key. The door creaked open to reveal a rolled-up map and a neatly folded note. The note read, "Great work so far. The next clue lies where dreams begin." Her fingers traced the words, written in bold, encouraging handwriting. The map showed the location of the old youth center across town, long abandoned but once a beacon of hope for kids like her. Sam felt a strange connection to the person behind this treasure hunt. The clues weren't just tests, they seemed to be guiding her to something greater. Determined, she slipped the map into her pocket and headed for the youth center. The youth center was as rundown as Sam had expected. Boards covered the windows, and graffiti marked the walls. But there was still a sense of history here, a whisper of the joy it had once brought to the neighborhood. Sam stepped inside, her footsteps echoing in the empty space. Near the corner of what used to be the gym, she found a dusty box of sneakers. She opened it, revealing a hidden compartment with another note and a small stack of cash. The note read, "Use this wisely. The next step requires your heart." As Sam left the building, she spotted a man sitting on the curb. His thin frame and tired eyes told a story of struggle. She froze, the cash weighing heavy in her hand. The note's words echoed in her mind. "Requires your heart." Swallowing her hesitation, she approached the man and offered him the money. His grateful smile filled her with a warmth she hadn't felt before. She didn't know what lay ahead, but she knew she was on the right path. Sam stood on the sidelines of the shelter's modest basketball court, the hum of excitement buzzing in the air. The event had been advertised as a free community game night, but whispers among the attendees hinted at something more, a mysterious treasure hunt that had drawn several participants like Sam. She clutched the jersey, now worn and familiar, as a volunteer called her name. "Sam Riley, you're up!" Her stomach churned. She loved basketball, but only in the solitude of her driveway. Here, with eyes on her, the weight of failure pressed hard. Yet, the journey had brought her this far, and the encouragement stitched into the jersey seemed to steady her. The game began, chaotic but full of energy. Sam stumbled at first, her nerves getting the better of her. Then, she caught sight of a younger kid watching her from the sidelines, his face filled with quiet admiration. She inhaled deeply, focused, and started to play as she did at home. The ball swished through the net on her first real shot, and cheers erupted. Confidence surged through her, carrying her through the rest of the game. She wasn't perfect, but she didn't need to be. For the first time, Sam felt she belonged. As the final buzzer sounded, a volunteer approached her with an envelope marked with a familiar 23. Inside was a note. "Congratulations. The final piece awaits in the shelter's heart." Guided by staff, Sam and a few others entered the shelter's common room. A small safe had been placed under a spotlight, its key resting in Sam's hand from the park puzzle. She turned the lock, heart pounding, and opened it to reveal bundles of cash and a thick envelope. Inside the envelope were instructions for organizing more treasure hunts, a personal letter from LeBron James, and a note explaining that the funds were for expanding the shelter's outreach programs. The letter read, "Thank you for stepping up. This is just the beginning, keep inspiring others." Sam's eyes welled with tears. She had helped uncover something truly meaningful. In the following weeks, Sam became a regular volunteer at the shelter. She helped distribute food, ran games for kids, and shared her story. Each day, she felt a little braver, a little stronger. The treasure hunt became a local legend, sparking similar events in neighboring communities. Sam's journey was just one thread in a larger tapestry of hope and generosity. One evening, as she left the shelter, she spotted a kid practicing free throws in the fading light. Sam smiled and walked over, offering a few pointers. The story ended with Sam looking toward the future, her heart full, and the faintest hint that another journey was waiting to begin, somewhere out there.